Hello, Amazon. Flash briefing.
Jamie, getting your flash briefing. In NPR News.
It's actually pretty outside.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Corva Coleman. This is the second day of a 3-day strike against the Los Angeles Unified School District. Unionized support staff, including security officers, cafeteria workers, and bus drivers, are off the job. Teachers are observing the picket lines and are out of the classroom. Cecily Myers-Cruz is the chief of United Teachers Los Angeles.
We will stand united, 65,000 members strong, until LAUSD and Superintendent Alberto Carvalho give respect to the education workers that keep our schools running and our children safe.
The support staffers are seeking a pay increase of 30%, saying workers earn little more than the minimum wage. The LA School District is offering a 23% increase. Stocks showed little movement this morning as investors wait for the Federal Reserve's decision on interest rates this afternoon. NPR's Scott Horsley reports the Dow Jones Industrial Average slipped about 15 points in early trading.
Fed policymakers have to decide which is the more urgent priority, fighting inflation by raising interest rates or shoring up confidence in the banking system by leaving rates where they
It's
are.
not fighting inflation. When you raise interest rates, it's causing inflation.
Oddsmakers say the likelihood of a quarter-point rate hike is close
1
to
plus
90%.
1 equals 2.
The
No
Fed
matter
has
how
already
you
raised
do it,
interest rates
it's always
8
going to be
times
more.
last year in an effort to tamp down demand and bring prices under control. Inflation has cooled since last summer, but prices are still climbing about 3 times as fast as the central bank would like. Fed Chairman Jerome Powell is also likely to face questions today about the Fed's oversight of Silicon Valley Bank, which failed 12 days ago. Scott Horsley, NPR News, Washington.
The CEO of drug maker Moderna will face questions from congressional lawmakers today. NPR's Sydney Lupkin reports a key Senate committee is likely to ask him why Moderna is going to quadruple the price of Moderna's COVID vaccine.
Moderna has said it plans to increase the price of its COVID vaccine to more than $100 a dose once the government stops doing bulk purchases of the shots and people and their insurance companies are on their own. That's expected to happen later this year. The federal government paid around $10 billion to develop and purchase Moderna's vaccine as part of Operation Warp Speed in 2020 and 2021.
Oh, that's 'cause they knew they could
Senator
make
Bernie
money off it.
Sanders, an independent now at the helm of the Senate
It's not
Health
for
Committee,
health
wants to hear from the
benefits.
company's CEO, Stefan Bancel. Sanders has pointed out that Bancel is now a billionaire thanks to taxpayer support of the vaccine, and he called the price hike an example of corporate greed. Panelists at the hearing will also include drug law and health policy experts. Sydney Lupkin, NPR News.
The CEO of Railroad Norfolk Southern is appearing before a Senate panel today. It is Alan Shaw's second recent Capitol Hill appearance. He'll likely be questioned about last month's toxic train derailment in eastern Ohio.
Which was
On
the
Wall
government's
Street,
fault.
Dow
I hope
Jones
he calls you
Industrial
out
Average
on
is
it.
down about 15 points.
Hopefully you
This
just
is
took the blame
NPR.
to get you in court so he can call you out.
French President Emmanuel Macron says a contentious bill changing the retirement age in France needs to be implemented by the end of this year. Macron says the bill will continue its democratic path as it comes under review. But the president employed a rarely used constitutional power to force the bill through the French parliament. French unions are enraged and have called strikes. The garbage has not been picked up for days in Paris. This is World Water Day. The UN General Assembly is opening a high-level conference on the global water crisis. Linda Casulo has more.
The UN says the world is facing a
Which is
global
caused
crisis
by
in which
government
millions of
pollution,
people still lack
allowing
access to
companies to
safe
dump
drinking water
chemicals
and
and stuff.
sanitation. And the UN is stressing the importance of protecting and sustainably managing water to allow universal access.
Green.
During the conference, UN member
Green
states and civil
laws and
society
green
and
things,
private
but it
sector
allows-
participants are
and the
expected to
fine print
announce their
allows
commitments
chemical
and
dumping.
plans of action for dealing with the water crisis. To that end, the U.S. is expected to pledge billions of dollars for advancing equitable access of water and sanitation infrastructure at home and abroad. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres says the Water Summit must result in a bold water action agenda. For NPR News, I'm Linda Fasulo in New York.
And
The
what's going to be in
Islamic
the fine
holy
print?
month
More
of
chemical
Ramadan
dumping?
is set to start tonight.
you always
After
throw
noon
into the
is
water
observed over Mecca, Saudi Arabia.
Conservative thing.
Muslims worldwide will participate in daily fasting and prayers, 2 of the 5 pillars of Islam. The holy month concludes on Friday, April 21st, with Eid al-Fitr holiday. This is NPR.
On the Code Switch podcast, conversations about race
Amazon.
and identity.
Skip.
In NASA News,
NASA has selected ASRC Federal Facilities Logistics, LLC, of Beltsville, Maryland for the repairs, operations, maintenance, and engineering, ROME, contract. As NASA and industry partners develop new human landing systems to transport astronauts from lunar orbit to the moon's surface and back as part of Artemis, the agency is asking university students to investigate solutions to one particularly dusty aspect of landing spacecraft on the lunar surface. NASA has announced the recipients of its annual established program to stimulate competitive research, EPSCoR, grants, providing a total of more than $10.8 million across 15 institutions over 3 years to support scientific and technical research. New technology is a key to helping NASA advance its long-term exploration goals for the benefit of all. To support its effort, the agency announced Thursday it will create 2 new institutes to develop technology in critical areas for engineering and climate research. NASA has issued $50 million in awards to 14 organizations to develop manufacturing processes and advanced composite materials for aircraft structures. These green technologies hold the potential to help reduce aviation carbon emissions. In weather. In Seattle, it's 41 degrees Fahrenheit with mostly sunny skies. Today, you can look for lots of clouds, with a high of 60 degrees and a low of 43 degrees. From NASA.
All right.
NASA has selected ASRC
Amazon.
Federal Facility.
Off. Amazon. Tell us a joke.
What letter do twins like the most?
What letter do twins like the
W.
most? What? W. Okay, makes sense. Yeah. I don't know if that's true, but it makes sense. Yeah, I got a lot of work to do today. We're gonna be hauling a bunch of wood. Let me just show you. I've already hauled some wood out of this lady's backyard. This is one truckload. Here, let me switch it. Ding. Normally don't do that. Don't do that garbage. But that's looking a little smeared. Whatever. There's one truckload. Nasty old rotten wood. Maybe it'll dry out eventually. I can burn it. This is one truckload. Probably got, gosh, about, I don't know, man, 10, 20 more. There's a lot, years of work there. But, so yeah, we're gonna dig it all out of her woods because they just was chunking it in the woods behind her house. We're gonna dig it all out today and put it into a pile. Rent a chipper, which, by the way, to rent a wood chipper around here is about $500 because we need the big one for a day. So we're gonna dig all this wood out and pile it up. Then maybe tomorrow rent a chipper if we get all the wood dug out. There's so much wood with ivy growing all over top of it. Yeah, pain in the butt, but dig it all out, pile it up, rent the wood chipper. Yeah. You hear them birds, man. Anyways, peace, love.